Let's wait for everyone to join. The numbers are adding up. If you can drop in your comment section to let us know where you guys are joining from.
Cardiff, Netherlands, Vienna.
This is going international.
Okay, this is really good. Armenia, beautiful.
Lovely, lovely. So seems to be everyone
Canada.
mostly coming from Europe. Is anyone coming from outside of Europe? Oh, Canada. It's quite late in the office for us today. It was a busy day and 7, 8. We've got some dedications here. Great. Okay, so hi everyone. My name is Tanner. I would love to welcome everyone to our event today. We'll be running to showcase you the new lead generation masterclass, how to book meetings on autopilot with AI. Why this masterclass? This masterclass is to show you that old lead gen methods are outdated. I'm sure many of you in this call has cold call, cold email. It's time consuming, it's costly, and it's not very effective. This is what the old ways of lead gen is. Now that we're in the space of AI and tech, we can leverage a lot of that and to streamline a lot of these processes. This masterclass is perfect for pretty much anyone. If you're starting out a new business and you need to generate clients for your business, or if you're looking to diversify into new markets, if you're looking to test out new ideas, or just if you already have a business and you want to scale it up, this is perfectly for you. And at the end of this event, you're going to have something tangible. You're going to have a document that you can use to start implementing into your pipeline. Okay, so before we get started, we want to introduce you to some of our users. This is Mark. He is a recruiter. He has 25 years of experience in recruiting, marketing, and tech. His expertise are thought leaders in talent acquisition and behavioral science. His previous lead gen strategy, he was advertising in campaigns. He had experienced a lot of not enough growth for himself and his client. Despite having 25 years in experience, he was cold emailing to generate his leads for himself and his clients. He wasn't able to build up the numbers that he had expected this year. Now the traditional method the performance of it has completely changed, and so he has followed our blueprint to improve on his success. And from our program, he was able to reach out to 1,000 leads. 39% of them accepted. He has generated 64 booked meetings. Another case study that we could look at is Tolu. She is a CEO of an ed tech institution transforming access to business education across Europe, the Middle East, Asia, and Africa. She spent a lot of money on Google Ads and Meta Ads to generate her leads. In 2023, she spent 150,000 combined across Google Ads and Meta Ads. And in 2024, she spent 320,000. So that's a 9-to-1 ratio split. Since coming on, she has completely cut down her costs for marketing and lead generation spend. She reached out to 1.3 thousand leads in the space of between April and August. From that, she was able to generate 400 booked meetings. She was our best converter for our blueprint. Yeah, she's continued to grow. She's doing great. She smashed it, 400 clients. This is where the class begins. Most businesses say they're selling a service, but here's the problem. When you're cold outreaching to people who don't know who you are, who don't know your service, do not have any relationship with you, they do not buy a service. They do buy offers, because offers speaks directly to their pain, their desire, and it gives them a clear reason to act now. Now, let's break it down. A service is just a category of the work you do. It's how you do your things. For example, marketing services, consulting, web designer, copywriting. It's very broad. It's very vague. You're putting yourself in a space that everyone is doing. You're not standing out amongst everyone. But an offer, it's a packaged solution to a problem. It's framed with urgency, and it guarantees, and it has clarity. It helps your audience scope what it is you do, and it kind of makes them feel safer. For example, instead of saying, I do Facebook ads, an offer would sound more like, I will generate you 50 leads for your agency in 30 days, or you don't pay. Another example would be, if there's any web designers out there, I build websites. Building a website is a service, but it's not really an offer. The offer would sound like, I'll create a conversion optimized landing page that double your sales calls within 14 days. So you can see the difference here. A service tells people what you do, and an offer tells people what they get. how fast they get it, and why they should say yes to you and pay you. The key here is cold traffic doesn't know you. They don't trust you yet. A vague service won't break through their skepticism, but a strong offer cuts through the noise and it makes you unique. It shows a specific transformation backed with a guarantee of trust. That's what makes buying decisions really easy. So let's recap. Services are generic, offers are more specific and clear. Now, I would like to ask everyone, we have a poll here. We would like to ask you, your current space right now, are you currently selling a service or are you currently selling an offer? Wow, we have a lot of services, as expected, as expected. For those of you that are selling offers, great. We're going to help you revamp it even more and make it even stronger. It seems like we have a lot of services here and a few offers, which is great. So now let me go through the strong elements of a strong offer. A strong offer clearly defines the tangible results the client receives. A clear time frame, so it sets expectation of how long your client should expect to receive the results that you deliver. And a unique mechanism. See, everyone can build a website, but what makes you stand out is the key here. And now risk reversal. For those of you who are just starting out on your business venture, who hasn't got many background, who hasn't got many case studies to back yourself and to persuading your clients to sign up with you, this risk reversal is a great option for you to leverage yourself. So these can be things like, if I don't get you this amount of leads, you don't pay, because that adds some sort of trust that, okay, right, the best outcome if I was to take your offer is I get the leads. The worst, nothing really, because I don't pay, because if you don't generate me leads, you don't get paid. So that makes me feel at ease. Lastly, is the urgency. You see, cold traffic, they want to know how quick they can get these results, because a lot of these clients, they want immediate impact and immediate results. So when you are able to identify and outline how quick it is, they can scope out the time frame of when they should expect to receive it, which helps them to make calculations to whether to accept your offer or not. So let's get into it. The next would be keep the offer in mind. Next is market research. Now that we know the difference between an offer and a service, let's talk about where most people go wrong. If you get this step wrong, you are literally fighting an uphill battle. Most businesses or most entrepreneurs, they guess what the market wants and they create something and they try to push it out hard. But without research, this is going to be a challenge. Successful entrepreneurs, they start listening to the market, they start researching with the market, then they shape their offers around what people actually want. Entrepreneurs, usually they assume that they know their customers' pain. They project what they think is valuable instead of actually proving it. So what is the result of that? Offers that sounds nice to them, when you're positioning yourself to your clients with an offer that they don't really need. It can sound nice, but if they don't resonate with your offer, they're just gonna skip right past you. They don't want to hear it. So how do you do market research the right way? Use this simple framework. Research, you collect, and you craft your offer. So the step one, listen and research. You need to go where your customers are. A lot of business owners in your space that you're targeting do struggle to provide whatever it is they need to provide, and they do interact with other business owners. I'm sure if you go on Google and you type in your industry and you type in issues or problem and you add in Reddit at the end, you'll find numerous threads and numerous forums where real business owners are giving you literally pain points that you could use to revamp your offer. You could also go to look at industry forums, comment section on YouTube, LinkedIn, product reviews, or even better, if you cannot find these threads, I strongly recommend that you call up your target customer. I don't want you to pitch or sell anything to them. I just want you to find out what it is they're struggling with, what their pain point is, because the idea here is you need to collect data. You need to collect pain points so you can offer them a medicine to solve their pain. Once you collect the data, you'll be able to organize and build up a trend of the common pains that your ideal customer are going through. And this will help you with your offering. Okay. So we can move on to the next one, is how do you create an offer? Now that we have gathered real market insights, how do we turn that into an offer people can't ignore or that the business would want to buy? Most businesses fail not because their service is bad, but because their offer is weak. And we have a formula that we use for our users. This is the formula. Obviously, this is just a standard formula, but if you would like to tailor it to your own, feel free to do so. Test it out. And also, we're going to show you how to validate these as well. Formula is most target audience have the pain point that you have researched, and we show you how to get the desired results with the unique mechanism. That's it really. It's really, really simple to craft draft up an offer. Now, let me break it down. Most target audience have pain points. Start with empathy, or example, most SaaS founders struggle to book consistent demos because they can't reach enough ideal customers at scale. We show you how to get desired result. Get 30 qualified meetings a month with unique mechanism using an AI-powered LinkedIn system that automates outreach to high ticket, high intent prospects while you sleep. See how powerful this becomes. Most SaaS founders struggle to book consistent demos because they can't reach enough ideal customer at scale. We show you how to get 30 qualified meetings a month using AI-powered LinkedIn system that automates outreach to high ticket, high intent prospects while you sleep, so you never have to worry about underperforming sales rep again. Notice how that the pain point here is relatable, the result is specific, and the unique mechanism is different and it's attractive. Once you have drafted your formula, you can use AI to leverage and do the heavy lifting. Feed it into ChatGPT and ask it for multiple variations, try different tones, different styles, test them and see which ones fits your business the best. Remember, one thing to keep focus on is you want your offers to have clarity. It should be specific and it should differentiate. A lot of you will have question about, well, how do I know that my offer is good? Okay. With our blueprint, later Wiz will show you how to use data to actually validate your offer. And these are great for anyone testing out different markets. So if you're looking to expand into a market, or even if you have a business idea you want to try out, these offers will be really great for you to test out if the offer or the business service that you're providing will actually have some sort of demand. I'm going to show you how to do that. So next, I have done cold calling, I've done cold email, and trust me, it is a pain. You often reach assistants, people may hang up on you, or the leads you buy from places like Apollo is overused, right? These customers are getting bombarded with sales rep every single day. Cold calling, cold email sucks. It sucks. Everyone is in that space. And when you put yourself in a box that is so saturated, you're going to be competing with everyone, okay? So in our event, we like to use LinkedIn. Why LinkedIn? LinkedIn is the perfect place for lead gen. Why? Because it's got 1 billion business professionals on there, and you can reach them directly. It's not invasive, and they can open your message whenever they see it. Now, let's talk about where all of this comes together. So if we're going to be doing lead generation, your LinkedIn profile is going to be critical. I'm going to be passing this on to Wiz, who is an expert in LinkedIn profiles, and he's going to show you.
I don't want anyone in this meeting to take my award for anything, right? My awards mean absolutely nothing. The way we go about this is pure statistics and data research. So at the end of this meeting, I want you guys to put these tips that we've given you into action and then actually test it in a real life scenario, because no one here can tell you what converts the most. I definitely can't, right? I can tell you how to find out what converts the most. You would have to actually put these into a real life scenario and test each offer. In the comment section, there's going to be a cheat sheet so everyone can follow along with me. In this event, I don't want you guys to just listen to me speak about how to do this, right? My goal for this event is to have you guys actually do this, put it into test, right? And then trial out different statistics, right? And at least leave this event with you guys actually generating leads. If you guys could just comment if everyone here has a profile picture in their LinkedIn account. And I hope you guys are smiling in the profile pictures because the difference between a smile and no smile is probably around 15% conversion rate in terms of acceptance. And we need smiles. Perfect. And so the key important aspects of generating leads on LinkedIn is your profile. When there's a lot of people that would have profiles without a picture, right? When you send a message out, the first thing the prospect looks at is your profile. So I'm talking about your profile picture is the first. Your banner, that massive banner on LinkedIn, is the second thing that they look at. And then your headline. And finally, your About Us section. One of the most important aspects is your About Us section and the featured posts that you have on LinkedIn. So on your About Us section, most people tend to just write about themselves. I'm going to keep it very sharp and simple. If it talks about your experiences, where you've worked at, most people that you're reaching out to do not care about that. No one cares. I definitely do not care about that, right? And maybe perhaps you care because it means a lot to you, but how you want to navigate this is, so keep it simple. What services do I offer, right? And within that service, you should have 3 bullet points. So I don't want 4 bullet points. We do not want to overload anyone with information. We want 3 key bullet points of what you provide, right? What can you, sorry, not what you provide, but what can you provide to whoever is skimming through your profile? So what can you provide to them? And the reason why is because when they load up your profile, there's only, I think, 3 or 4 lines that are available for them to quickly skim. If it resonates with them, then perhaps they could click view more to read more into your profile. At this present moment, we will go by the case that they're not going to click it. They're just going to spend 2 seconds on your profile. They'll check out your profile picture. They'll check out your title, and then those services that you can offer them or what you can achieve for them before making up their decision whether to accept or not. The only reason why I'm saying this is because this is from hundreds of thousands of connection requests that have been made through our platform. So we see all of these mistakes. It's small, tiny mistakes, but we see it almost on a daily basis. Let me know, does everyone have that PDF document opened up?
Yeah, so just to recap on that, basically your LinkedIn profile through LinkedIn lead generation is basically your CV. You're going to be using this to leverage your client because most of these people do not know who you are. So being able to, if you can show them on it's the first thing they see is your work experience, the things you've worked in, it can build a rapport and a relationship a lot quicker than trying to call someone on the phone and say, by the way, I've worked in this, this, and that. They're just not interested.
All right, guys, nice. So if you've got that opened, the first thing that we need to do is load up. I'm not sure if you can see the URL that I have here right now. So let's get those connected. I think we'll probably spend around 2 minutes just to keep time short here. If you go to leadplay.io and then quickly set up your account, and then what we will do is we'll follow those steps. We'll give each section 2 minutes. Just a quick recap. We'll connect your account. We'll look at how to import prospects, right? And together we'll craft messages for these prospects. Finally, we'll end with crafting a campaign and then actually launching a live campaign in this workshop. And then since it's Thursday, we should be all automating an outreach to prospects on Friday. And for most of the campaigns, it would be paused on the weekends. So Saturday, Sunday is a no-go, and then it should continue on the following Monday.
Strongly advise everyone to follow the steps because you're going to be actually learning how to generate leads rather than most classes where they'll just tell you the fundamental knowledge and actually you don't get to put it into practice. So you're going to be gaining a lot of advantage when you actually know how to create these kind of automation.
So, guys, also I'm also not sure if some of you here are lead generation agencies. Just to point out, when you pay those guys to generate leads, this is what they do in the back end, right? So you would pay them a commission and they would set up your account. Essentially, you're paying them to manage your account for you. So in this workshop, I'm hoping everyone can finish by managing their own accounts. Once you're all set up on this section, the next step would be to click on connect account. So personally, I don't know what my LinkedIn password is, right? I tend not to remember. I love to use the extension. Install the Chrome extension if you're on Chrome. If you're not on Chrome, then you would have to use the username and password section here. And once the extension's installed, the next step would be to open it up, and then in the PDF document that I sent you, click on connect. And once you've clicked on connect, you should see your profile showing up right here. So if we switch to the analytics, and then if we switch to the last 90 days. So this is a real life scenario. In the last 90 days, I'm not saying that you're going to hit 69% acceptance rate as this user has done. What they've done is they've followed a very data-driven approach. So what I will do is show you the same approach so you can apply it to be able to optimize as much as possible. To hit 69% acceptance rate, what they've done in the last 90 days is they've sent out 1,200 connection requests on LinkedIn, right? Out of that 1,200, 800 accepted, 590 of those replied, and out of that 590, they actually booked 401 calls. So this is over a period of 90 days. With the account connected, the next thing that we want to do is we need to head over to the prospect section section. In the prospect section, so the first part we've covered, which is profile optimization. The second part is your prospects. Every single person in this room should be having an acceptance rate of more than 10%. If your acceptance rate is less than 10%, then there's multiple things wrong with your strategy that you're using. The biggest causes that I would look for is your prospects. Where are you getting prospects from, right? How are you searching for your prospects? Are you just typing an industry in and then importing it? Is that what you're doing? You need to be hyper targeted, right? You can't be broad, because if you're broad with your prospects, then your messages are broad. From experience, right? This is from hundreds of thousands of connection requests. Broad messages do not convert. You would essentially be wasting our time and your time. There's two main ways on how we love to generate leads. LinkedIn, yes, for sure. LinkedIn comments is because whoever is replying to that comment has shown an intent signal. Some of you people probably came to this event because we messaged you on LinkedIn, and that's using LinkedIn events. We import a prospect list from events, and this is again using intent signals. If you're not able to find LinkedIn comments or LinkedIn events, you can absolutely use LinkedIn search, but again, you don't have to. I would not recommend it. What I would use instead is LinkedIn Sales Navigator. It's more advanced and you have tighter targeting. In LinkedIn Sales Navigator, we can search for our prospects. And a key rule of thumb when you're searching for prospects, if we type construction and the search result, if it shows 13 million, then your search is probably too broad, way too broad. So to make it as niche as possible, we have to aim to have less than 2,000 results. So a key way to do this is to use geography identifiers. Perhaps I'm looking for construction companies in London. First thing that I want to do now is I want to, let's say, perhaps we want to go into the company size, right? Where's the company size if I can find it? Company headcount. We can narrow it down a little bit more using company headcount. So now we have 33K results. And what we want to keep doing is narrowing this down as much as possible until we get to 2,000 results. The more filters you apply, the more you know about the leads. And then when it's time to actually type a message out, you know everything that is related to this group of 1,000 users that you've imported. That keeps it engaging, tight, clean, and very personalized. If it's personalized, you get a high conversion. If it's broad, you get 5% acceptance rate, which is great if you're coming from email, but on LinkedIn, we should be aiming for an average of 40% acceptance rate when we're doing outreach. That link there, you want to go back on Leadplay and paste this. If your account on Leadplay says free, right, it means that you're not upgraded to LinkedIn's Sales Navigator. So this account is, right? But this account that I've got here isn't upgraded. When you paste this prospect, it's not going to do anything. So at the end, I will show you guys how to get free LinkedIn Premium so you don't need to pay for that. Since this account doesn't have LinkedIn Sales Navigator, what we'll do is we'll type construction and show you an example. So we've typed construction people and we've copied that list and we've pasted it in this URL, and now we've clicked import. That's really it. We let this run, it will start importing all those leads. Okay, all right guys. So if we click on the connect, we've started a new connect campaign. What we want to do is we want to select that prospect list that we just imported. We want to click on next step and then select on our account. We want to click next. The difference between a high accepting connection request and the connection request that doesn't get any acceptances is how personalized that connection message is. So this is why I told you to niche your searches as much as possible. Your profiles should be optimized to who you're importing. So if you're importing people within the construction industry, you want to personalize those 3 bullet points of your value proposition based around what you do in the construction industry. In the connection request messages, what we want to do is we want to apply all those information and data that we've collected whilst we were building our list. Perhaps if they commented on a post that spoke about a particular problem, right? We want to speak about that particular problem in our connection message, right? Because we know it resonates with them already. Just creating a message isn't important. Using the statistics into action, right? So we want to create variation. The reason why you create variations is because you don't know what message works the best, right? You only probably think that this message is good, but the difference between two messages, right? It would show you the statistics on how well each of your messages perform. So the scientific approach here is the messages that perform the worst, you delete it. The ones that perform the best, you keep it, and then you just keep optimizing. If we head to the next section, we would get this screen. LinkedIn will highly limit what you can do. So a good way to do this is to upgrade to LinkedIn Premium. So in order to get it for free, in the LinkedIn section, to get premium for free, you click on the discount section, and then where it says Sales Navigator, you can select Sales Navigator. The important thing here, when we're picking which one is actually better, right? Of course, it's going to be the one with a higher reply and interest rate. So even though this has a 21% acceptance rate, no one here is replying to this message. So I don't know why it is, right? But we can probably see, maybe perhaps because of the discover 5 minutes. So the difference in these messages actually caused people to reply to it. 4.8% of people replied to this offer, right? So this is how we can optimize and actually have some of the best performing campaigns that goes from 10% acceptance rate to 20% acceptance rate to 40, 50, and 60% acceptance rate. And that's by testing every single offer that we have in the messages. So a good thing to do here is probably to delete this. A/B testing is one way, but another way is, again, optimizing your LinkedIn profile, right? So that's why you would probably see a high conversion rate on this profile, right? The reason is because their LinkedIn profile is highly optimized, right? So they make use of a few things. The first is your profile banner, keeping it simple, clear, and in 8 words, describing what you can do for your prospect, right? I help construction companies generate 50 leads, right? If that makes sense. Your profile picture, a big, beautiful smile always helps. And then in your About You section, right? 3 bullet points, right? And let me just emphasize on bullet points, right? 3 simple, short bullet points on the value you can provide to them. If you notice, the important bit here isn't the acceptance rate. The important bit here is actually the interest rate, right? Because we don't care if 100% of people accept if none of them are interested.